Hey, are you a professional chef or smoker? Me neither. But I have tried a bunch of those perfect rubs on my cooks, and I must say, this one is my number one. For now. Here we go again. Another perfect rub, or best recipe, or ultimate way to cook your food. Now, I'm not gonna make that claim, but what I will say is that I've tried this recipe maybe 4 or 5 times now, and I absolutely love it. Every time I make ribs, every time I make brisket, I'm using this rub, and it comes out beautiful every single time. So, who am I? My name is Ben, and I'm a home cook who absolutely loves to find these different recipes from all over the globe and test them out. I use artisan techniques, the best cooking methods, and test out every single recipe that I share with you guys to make sure that it is good. And if it isn't, trust me, I'm letting you know. For those of you who have seen my videos before, a big welcome back. And those new to this channel, it's great to have you here.
I'm glad you came along, partner.
I hope you'll subscribe and like this video and keep up with the videos that we have coming out because there's so many awesome ones, you really don't want to miss it. New or old, stick around till the end. I'm going to be sharing some really cool tips, and throughout the video there's going to be some little pieces that you don't want to miss out on. In one of my last videos I shared how to make some flanken beef ribs in the air fryer. I'll leave a link right there or you can take a look at it. I'll also leave a link in the description section. Now after making that video I got a flood of requests on making big juicy ribs.
Those ribs, so tender.
But not only big juicy ribs, smoked juicy ribs. So that's today's cook. Big, fat, juicy beef plate ribs.
Spicy meat. Yeah, boy.
The method of cooking, plain and simple, as requested, smoked on the Weber kettle. Now the Weber kettle is one of the most popular kettles in America, or I think in the world, so we're gonna keep it simple. If you don't have a big smoker, a pellet smoker, or an offset smoker, don't worry, this is gonna be for you. So let's get started. So we know what we're cooking, and we know where we're cooking it, but how? That's the question.
That is an excellent question.
We're cooking with good old-fashioned charcoal. Now when cooking with charcoal or with wood, the biggest challenge and the thing that's going to determine your cook, airflow management. The more air infused into the kettle or into the grill makes it hotter. The less air, the less oxygen that's around the fire, the less oxygen for the fire to eat. So, comes down in temperature. At the time, I didn't have my cool Venom attachment. There's my review. So I was using my ThermoWorks billows and my signals to control the airflow. And when I filmed the video, I didn't drill any smoke ports yet. So I went a little bit old school. I made a little bit of mistakes. I put the ThermoWorks billows on the top exhaust, but it helped control the temperature somewhat. Since then, a lot has changed. Like I mentioned, you gotta check out the Venom review. It's absolutely killer. So if you're cooking with propane or gas, it's very different than charcoal and wood. Coal and wood take time to start. So you got to start that one off first. I start off by setting up the coals in a snake formation. What this allows it to do for long cooks, on low and slow specifically, is it allows it to burn off slowly and consistently instead of as a pile where all the charcoals are lit. The first thing you do is you light the end of the snake and you give it a good 10 to 15 minutes to get fully lit and ignite completely. Add a tray of water right in the center of the snake, right below where you're going to be putting your meat. This is going to catch any drippings, and the water is going to add humidity into the chamber, which will help avoid any over crusting on the outside. Now go ahead and close the lid, and in the ThermoWorks apps, you're going to set the billows to 225 degrees target temp. Next, time to spice up our ribs. Now just looking at these ribs, you can see the incredible marbling. Remember, marbling is fat. Fat is flavor. And ribs, brisket, you want more fat. Makes it juicy, juicy, juicy. Now I made a very crazy claim that this is the best rub out there for now. I learned it on one of Meat Church's video and they kind of mentioned it like en passant, like as if it was nothing. But when I tried it out, it was incredible. And I really recommend you guys try it out too. You start off with some black pepper. The reason you start with black pepper, not the rub or salt or whatever, is because the black pepper will first stick onto the meat. And if you put it with the rest of the rub, a lot of it may fall off. The black pepper is what's going to help form a nice bark, so you want it going on first. Next is the rub, which you're going to be mixing salt, garlic powder, and beef soup mix, or bouillon base. Now I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, you're going to get absolutely phenomenal results with doing this. Mix it well and sprinkle generously the rub all over the meat. I even like to sprinkle the bottom, the part that has that membrane, because I like to chew on it after. And it gives it a nice little flavor. Some people don't, but it's your own choice. Now, you just leave it out there until that grill comes up to temp, where we're gonna be getting it on. Now with the grill temp reached, let's get the meat in. Remember, you're putting it above the tray so it can catch any drippings. You get your probes in. I'm actually gonna be using 2 different probes, one that's a wireless that I'm testing out, and my ThermoWorks one that's wired that I've been using in a lot of my videos that I absolutely love. The accuracy of ThermoWorks is incredible. Add on top of your charcoals any wood chips that you wanna use to give it a nice smoky flavor. In this cook, I'm gonna be using applewood. Close your lid, and now go and relax. Monitor it from your phone just to make sure the temps don't go crazy, but you shouldn't need to do too much. Set the internal temp to 185, 190, and the pit temp to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. And now you got some time to kill. Go and relax. Just monitor it from your phone. Once in a while, the temperature does go a bit high. Now, because the billows wasn't set up 100% correctly, usually you need to have drilled a smoke port at the bottom of the grill, which I do in a later video. So it had a little bit of trouble controlling the temperatures. Also, it was a very windy day. So whenever the temperatures would start to spike, I just went in, controlled the dampers on the billows itself, and it was able to regulate. I don't think I ever passed 275, or 280, which is not the biggest deal. Now, while you're waiting the few hours, it should take about 5, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and check out how we made this monster brisket. Absolutely incredible. Also on the Weber Kettle.
2 hours later.
Now it's 2.5 hours have passed. We're just gonna do the halfway point check. We're gonna close that lid back up and we're going to do something else. I actually had 3 cooks cooking at the same time, one in the oven, one on the stove, and one in the Weber Kettle, so I was pretty busy that day. Finally, internal temperature hit, 185, time to pull it out. Now it's getting a little bit dark outside, so you can't really see it, but I'm telling you guys, that bark was perfect. Look at that. Oh, unbelievable. It's time to pull it. Okay, so I pulled it into the house to get some better lighting. Now that looks good, doesn't it? Come on, admit it, that looks really good. I'm gonna use my knife just to scrape the top. Listen to that scraping noise. Perfect bark. I actually prefer when it's not a moist bark. I like when it has a little crunch to it. Now, I know it's ragged. Look, I cut it a bit caveman style. I was quite excited, but look at that smoke ring. You can see the juices oozing right out. That's just unbelievable. Guys, that's unbelievable. And when we bit into it, it was really delicious. It was unbelievable. It was juicy. It had an incredible flavor on the top. I'm telling you, that beef soup mix added a little bit of something that really elevated that game. I'm pretty sure it's the MSG. Now, as a side dish, I took some beans from a can. I added some turmeric, garlic, freshly chopped up onions and olive oil. I put it in a Tupperware with some aluminum foil on top, made some holes in the aluminum and put it actually in the midpoint of the cook so it can smoke with there. So some smoked beans, they came out beyond phenomenal. With the ribs, it's really delicious add-on. So the cook is done and you made it until the end. Congratulations. All right, so like I promised, I want to share with you a couple of grilling tips that will make your life way, way, way easier. If you're using a Weber Kettle, install a grommet. A grommet is a little silicone piece that's going to help you pass wires or probes in through the kettle, and I actually show you how to install one right here. So go ahead and check that out. It's really useful. It's going to change your Weber experience completely. The next thing is a wireless thermometer. If you don't have the ThermoWorks or you don't want to use any wired thermometers, you don't want to install a grommet, the wireless thermometer is really incredible. I actually did a comparison video. I'll also leave a link for it here, comparing the meter and my ThermoWorks signals. Both are incredible, but take a look. I compare the two. And like I mentioned, at the time of filming of this video, I didn't have my Venom attachment yet. But once I got my Venom attachment by Spider Grills, I installed it. It doesn't require really any modification. It's more of an accessory that you add on here. Third video, I review it. I show you cooking. I actually show you how to cook ribs using that. This changes the game completely. It's incredible, really a game changer, and I haven't looked back since using this. But if you don't have it, it's not the end of the world. Don't panic. So those are 3 little tips, 3 little videos that you guys can check out. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, feedback, videos or recipes you want us to try out, let me know in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up, support the channel, and if you're new here and you like this video, subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. It really helps this channel out and it'll help you get notified whenever I have a video coming out. And I have a lot of really awesome ones you don't want to miss. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one.